the damn Scorpio so obsessive? Let's talk about it, shall we? Okay, I'm sure that you came onto this video kind of irritated, kind of annoyed at a Scorpio who won't leave you alone, right? And I totally understand that. I'm a Scorpio sun in tropical astrology. I have definitely been obsessive over things, people, ideas. Yeah, we're an intense bunch. But you cannot shun us for what is in our nature. Just like you cannot shun a Leo for being egotistical, egoic, whatever you want to like call the ego, the personality of whatever. You cannot shun a Capricorn for being a workaholic, and that's something that is contradictory since I've bitched about all of these signs before. But hear me out, okay? People evolve. People understand things as time goes. People open their minds more. And since, even though I still don't like any of these like energies like Capricorn, Virgo, Leo, I still have learned that you just can't change these energies. And these energies, all of them are here for a reason. All of them have a purpose that we're going to clash with and we don't understand and we don't have to like, because that's just how our egos work. But, okay, now I'm just rambling. I'm sorry. I'm a rambly person. Well, why are Scorpios so goddamn obsessive? So, we have to break down the two ruling planets of Scorpio. Mars and Pluto, right? But Pluto more. Now, if you are not a beginner or if you know a lot about astrology, I don't have to explain the functions of Pluto, but if you are if you are new to astrology, Pluto in Greek mythology is to do with the underworld. It is a very dark and harsh and sort of like I envision Pluto as a very like demonic planet, but it is also a symbol of secrets, not just darkness, but a symbol of secrets and a symbol of sexuality, and a symbol of death. Scorpio in general is a symbol of death because it has like an element of death and rebirth to it. So when a Scorpio sun or a Scorpio heavy energy comes into the consciousness of a human being, human beings with all of their capacities and all of their egocentric desires and all of their just like personality, everything that comes into that embodies the human consciousness. When this energy takes form of the human mind, it is very scared of death because the human mind the body is all that the human consciousness knows. And I'm not saying this to say that like Scorpio is afraid of death. It is death. What I mean by that is that Scorpio heavy energy people, they have very like death and rebirth situations throughout all of their life. And I know that like that's a very general statement to make, but like they're traumatized by the idea of endings and death because they have a fear of the unknown. because of that's how the human ego works. The ego is very attached to the body, and like so, when the ego merges with Scorpio energy, the Scorpio is going to be very attached to people, to places, to things, because if like a relationship ends, or if friends pass on, or like friends come in and out of your life, the Scorpio energy heavy person's life, especially Scorpio suns, they're not going to be like the Scorpio sun particularly is not going to be able to understand why endings have to happen, because it's coming from such an egoic place. It's coming from such a obsessive place. Hence the obsession. This is why Scorpios are obsessive, because they just don't understand why something is there and then it just disappears one day. They can't make sense of it. It's uncomfortable. And if you are someone who's very spiritual and kind of understands like the egoic principle, like what the ego is and stuff like that, the ego does not like to be uncomfortable. We're latched on to these bodies, and so yeah, that's basically why Scorpios are obsessive, because they just, like, the Scorpio ego cannot, or the Scorpio heavy energy cannot understand why endings need to happen, because when it merges with the ego, or merges with Venus, or merges with Mars, they just like, they want the thing to be there forever, because if it's not there, it's an unfamiliar territory. This is why Scorpios need, they need to do spiritual work, because there is a very, very deep place within Scorpio that is very spiritual and can connect better than most with the realm of spirit. And if they don't do the spiritual work, they're just gonna come back over and over again with this karmic cycle of suffering. And if you know anything about the Scorpio's energy, Pluto and Mars ruled, it is a very fierce energy, and it can be very destructive. And it can create suffering. It can create suffering in some horrible ways. Like, I know so many Scorpio suns, Scorpio moons that are just toxic. They're toxic. And you know, I'm not trying to like bash on my own sign, and I'm not trying to like say that Scorpios are all bad and stuff, but they do tend to fall into toxic cycles if they don't do trauma work, if they don't take their traumatic healing seriously. So yeah, that's all that that's why Scorpios are obsessive, because they especially those who don't do the spiritual work, death endings is unfamiliar to them, and so they cling and cling and cling and obsess. And yeah, that's all that I have to say about why Scorpios obsess. If you like this video, give it a like. If you have anything to add, leave me a comment. If you enjoy these kind of vlogs, these short rambles, I mainly like do spiritual astrology, vegan talks, vlogs, and so on and so forth. There are some travel vlogs coming up next year because I can't leave Sydney. There are also some vegan food recipes coming up, and I'm excited for that. So stay tuned for, like, subscribe for that if you want some Middle Eastern vegan food to cook up. But yeah, that's it for me today. Have a lovely day or night. Bye guys!